All right, guys, so I'm going to do a little recap and just be clear. I'm not sure that everyone quite understood. Well, I know everyone didn't quite understand this theory. And well done to there was a small amount of people that got all the questions right. But on the whole, people got confused when we started to look at the XOR or the NOT gates. So the fact that most people got it wrong means that actually a lot of people still didn't quite get it. So I'm just going to recap. And then your activity for this lesson is going to be to make a revision resource either on the computer or on paper, but I want it to be quite a decent one that I could actually use if I wanted to just recap on the main gates, what the rules are, and just kind of a verbal explanation with a visual diagram or a truth table for each one to show how it works. So just recapping then on how these ones actually do work. So we start off with our basic AND gate. So this is the round shape. What it means is that both A and B must have a positive result in order to make Z positive. So on this example, if we look through our truth table, neither of these are positive, therefore this can't be. Neither of both of these need to be positive, and only one of them is. Same here. And so the only place where we should get a result should be in the last box. Okay. Our OR table, this one you've got to be really clear about. It's that both A or B must be positive, but both A and B can also be positive because it's not exclusively an OR gate. So it doesn't mean A or B exclusively, one or the other. It just means as long as A or B are there and both A and B can be there, then I'll let you through. Okay. So in this scenario, then we just need at least one of them to be positive is a better way to think of it. So at least one of them, but up to two of them. So in that scenario, then hopefully you'll already know that the only one that should yield a negative result would be the first one, where neither of them are positive. I'm sorry, that's my new kitten Luna. Okay, so an XOR gate. So this one is where, as I just said, the X, think of it as exclusively. So exclusively A or B. Okay. So in this scenario, thank you, Luna. Only one or the other can be positive. If both are positive, it will yield a negative result, and if neither are positive. So hopefully then you'll realise that the only two scenarios are these ones here. Okay, so there's some revision resources on there, which I'll put the link to that separately in the Teams work that you need to do. So a NOT gate. So how does a NOT gate work? A NOT gate basically just means you just flip whatever comes in. So think of it as essentially just literally flips it and comes out the reverse. So if I'm saying that A goes in as a 0, it will come out as a 1. And if 1 goes in as a 0. And when we see the NOT gate, we often think of this, but really it's just this little circle that lets us know we're in a NOT gate. And you'll see that in a minute when we recap on the NOT gates that we have. Thank you, Luna. I've got two new kittens, by the way, who are adorable. They're 9 weeks old, but they are proper cheeky. So Loki and Luna, welcome to the Shaffy fam. Okay, so a NAND gate. So just for a second, this is an AND gate. And then we know that this circle means a NOT, so it becomes a NAND gate. So what you need to just in your head do is treat it as an AND gate and then just flip the result as it gets to this circle. So both A and B being positive will yield a positive result. However, any result here is flipped. This is just going to be the complete opposite then of an AND gate. So if A and B are 0, the result would have been 0, but it's flipped. Now it's 1. If 0 and 1, well, that's going to be, again, 0, because they're not both 1. So that would get here, 0 would be flipped and it will come out as a 1. Same on this one. Then our very last one, if 1 and 1 go in, they should yield a 1, but as the 1 passes through here, it's flipped and made a 0. Okay. So NOR gate, exact same rules. So remember that this is up to a minimum of one of them must be positive, but we can have both. So as remember, the only scenario which would result in a 0 would be the first one. And as this would come through as a 0, it flips, becomes a 1. All of these would have given us a 1 if it was just an OR gate. But as that 1 comes out, it's flipped by the little dot and it comes out as a 0. Okay. And then it's same for the exclusively or the XNOR. So exclusively not or. I know this seems a little bit confusing. Trust me, when you get to A level, it's a whole different ball game. And these always come up in the exams, guys. So it really is important that you get your head around them. but both A and B going into an exclusively or. Well, it can only be one or the other. So we already know that neither of these scenarios are going to work. Both of them are going to give us a 0. However, that's going to be flipped. So I know both of these have to be a 1. The only two scenarios that we know would have worked are these, and they would have given us a 1. But now we need to flip it as it comes through here and it becomes a 0. Hopefully that made a bit of sense. So next double lesson is actually the bank holiday. So you lucky little cherubs don't actually have to get set any work, but I'm going to set you just a small revision task once you've done your revision notes today, and then we're going to resume this obviously the next lesson back, which will be the week after next, I believe, because it's next week would have been your double lesson, but it's bank holiday, so everyone gets a nice day to chill, with all those busy days we've been having at home, and then you'll have some more. So what we'll be moving on to is this, okay, which is when you start to feed out multiple resources. So, and you've got to work through multiple truth tables. So you have to work out first the answer to A and B, and then you pass through C and D through and get Z. So this is where they do get more complicated. And so this is what we're building up to work towards, just in case you're already finding this a little bit easy and a little bit boring. So I'll set the task revision resource. Make sure you do watch this video, guys. Hopefully it will make a bit more sense. I hope you're all doing well, and hopefully we will see each other soon enough.